Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Metronic. In this video, we'll be discussing on how you can start up or kick off your very first project with Metronic. Now, in this demo, there are a few things that we'll be talking about, and the instructions, or rather the examples that we're going to be showing, is we're going to be building a simple app using Metronic's front-end framework on a PHP-based language. So, however, this concept works for any language out there that your project requires. Is this video is mainly for you to just have a look and see how certain things are done and how to optimize your build a little better. Now, if you haven't seen any of our videos or previous videos regarding our installation or regarding our SAS file structure and even maybe the build tools using Gulp and Webpack, we highly suggest for you guys to have a look at those videos first. Links will be in the description below. So if you haven't, have a look at it. If you have, then we can just get right into it. So first thing, as usual, we need to purchase and download Metronic. And once you've done that, unzip it into your folder and it should look something like this. And then what we need to do here is we need to copy two files or two folders out of this using our HTML default version, which is our HTML version. So we need to copy demo1, or in this case, we're going to use demo1. But if you want to use another demo, you're free to do so. Just select the demo that you want. But in this case, we're going for demo1 and the tools folder. So copy this and put it into your new folder. So in this folder, what we've created previously is we've created a new Metronic app folder with the demo and tools copied into it already. It's sitting on a www folder. It's basically our WAMP server localhost file structure. Since we are going to be showcasing this demo using PHP, we need a localhost running. So what we're doing is we're using our WAMP server to run our localhost. You're free to use any other localhost service like XAMPP or anything else. That's up to you guys. But in this case, or in this example, we'll be using WAMP server. So what we did is we created a new folder called Metronic app within our WAMP server. And then we just copied this to demo1 and tools into it. And what we're going to do here now is we're going to create a new folder for our app. So let's go ahead and call this my app. And in this folder, we need to create 3 folders. We need to create an assets. We need to create a pages for all of our pages. And then we need to create partials for Metronic's partials. So this is what you just need to do to start this up. And next, we need to create a build, or rather a layout using Metronic. So how we do that is we can go to our demo1 within our localhost app, and then what we do is we open up an index file, and then we just go to the layout builder. And in here, what we're going to do is we're going to build our layout. So let's say if your project would like to use demo1, and then but maybe instead of a light header, maybe you want it to be dark. And yeah, that's fine. Page loader, we can keep it as in the page loader, we don't need it. Okay, this is fine. Subheader, so if you want to have a subheader or not, this is a subheader, this thing right here. If you want, you can keep it. If you don't, you can just remove it. So what we're doing here is we're building our layout. So let's go ahead and let's say I don't want this to be opened up at all times. So maybe I will keep it minimized. Yes, default minimized, and not make it hoverable. So what this means is if you go ahead and do a quick preview. All right, so the preview is running. So now at the moment it's hoverable. So let's say I don't want that to happen. I can turn that off and I can preview it again. And as you can see, it's no longer hoverable, and our top bar is now dark. And then we can just open and close our menus like this. So let's say this is what we want. Of course, you have every other options, like your footer is here. You can enable, disable enable or disable folders if you want. Any extras here like a quick panel, languages, whether you want to display it or not, it's all up to you. So you're free to add and remove some things you want, but let's say this is the layout that we want to go with for our project. To show what we do is we just go ahead and click export. Ensure that we are not robots. So let's say what bridges. So this is a bridge. Yeah, that's a bridge, I guess. Right. And submit. So it'll take a while. All right. So what's done here is we have saved the file. So let's go ahead and cut that and put it into our app folder. So this is our app folder. So this is basically our project folder where we have our demo and our app together. The reason why we have these two folders together is because we want to use the demo one as like a reference guide, or rather a companion layout. And then what we do is when we open up this folder within our editor, we can have both the demo one and our app source code within the same folder structure. So what you can do is you can just go ahead and open this up and paste this file that we just downloaded into it and just extract it. So that's done. We can now delete this. We don't need this zip file anymore. So what happens is our assets are still blank. Our pages are still blank because we haven't created anything. But in our partials, we have all of Metronic's partials. So we have our subheader, we have our extras, and so on. So what you want to do now is you want to open this app or this app in our editor, like so. So now we have our tools, we have our app, which is this, and we have our demo. So as mentioned, that we want to use the demo as our companion, so we can actually view all of the HTML, any custom pages or features or anything like that we want to copy source code from within our demo or Metronic's demo into our project. So since this is going to be a PHP based example, so what we need to do is we need to rename all these HTML files to PHP. Now, there's a quick way we can do that is we need to open up the command prompt and type in ren, which is short for rename, and do an asterisk for a simple wildcard.html to .php, and then run that. And then you see all files are now converted to PHP, and we need to do the same thing for all the files within the partial. So let's go ahead and do a cd partials to get into it, and then do the same thing. And then we need to do the same thing with our subfolders in the partials. So let's go cd. Right, so that's all done. Nice. You can close that, we don't need it anymore. All right, so now we have all this. So the next thing we need to do is we need to generate our assets. So how do we do that? Is we can, if you've seen our previous videos, if you go into our tools folder, we go to our Gulp Config. What we're looking here is, this is our dist folder, like everything that we compile from Metronic in this demo, or this tool folder will be going to our dist assets folder within the demo, in this case demo 1. So we want to change this to our app. So how we do that is just type in my app, which is our app, and we do not have a dist folder, so this is my app /assets. So save that, and what we're going to do is we go to our tools, and we open up our command prompt, and we're going to run our gulp command for demo 1. So we're going to grab all the source files from demo 1 and basically deploy it to our app. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's just open up our app, and you see now we have stuff coming in. All right, so now that's done. Now what we can do is we can try to run it first. So let's go ahead and try that. So we don't need that anymore. And this is our local, this is out from a file. So let's go ahead and go localhost and Metronic app and then my app. As you can see, it's loaded, but nothing is happening. Like it's still blank. So why is that? So let's look into our source code. If we look into my app and look at our index, we can see we have code here, but everything is like commented out. Now this commented is for you to, it's like a reference guide for you to include or not include certain files. So what we need to do is we need to change all this or update all these comments to start linking up files. So a quick way we can do that is we can just do a quick find and replace. So we find this and we're going to replace it with a PHP include code, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just highlight all this and make sure that we are only finding and replacing files within this segment. And do that and do the same thing for the back. So we're going to close it. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace the .html to .php. All right, and we do a quick save and refresh. As you can see, nothing is still working. However, that's simply because we've only changed the index, but the index is calling layout, as you can see. But in layout, if you look at layout, you see there's more things here or more partials here that we need to include. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Okay, that's done. Let's try it out again. As you can see, now everything is working. So we have our side menu, the one that we created. We have our pages, all of our headers, anything like that. And basically you are ready to start customizing the menu. So how do we customize menus? It's also fairly simple. So all you need to do to customize the menu, or in this case the aside menu, is you go to aside, and in here we can, like you see this is trying to link to our homepage. Once you're ready to deploy this, you need to rename this to your root URL. So let's find our menu. So this is our menus, all of this. See list. So we start with applications and then we have our list. And if you look in our demo, so the first thing we see is applications and then users, and then so you have list, default list, data table, columns 1, etc., etc. So these are all this here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove all of this. All right, so we basically copy all this and delete. Inbox, no, we don't need inbox and all this, delete. And we just have our one menu called applications. So you can save that, refresh our project, and you can see we only have applications, users, and this. So what you're going to do is we have a dashboard custom, and then we have, where is applications, and then where is our users? Here, our users here, and then we have the subnet. But now what we want to do is we want to remove the sub menus. For example, we don't want this drop down here. We just want to use like a page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4 kind of thing. So what you're going to do now is we're going to delete all this. We don't need this, with that. We don't need an arrow. And we don't need a like a label, like, you know, the number 6 here. We don't need this number 6 here, so we take that out. Okay, and then this we call this, say, pages, and pages, and we do a quick refresh. See, pages, and then we have users. So this users we can rename it to page 1. and it becomes page 1. So what we're going to do is we want to duplicate this. In fact, we do not need a toggle, so we don't need this. Right, so we remove that, and let's go ahead and fix our index.html. So let's go ahead and just do this. Right, and do a quick refresh. So we have that, and then click on this, we're just going to our homepage. So again, as mentioned, you can replace this to your root URL. So it's up to you to change it to whatever you want. And here, what we're going to do is to make it this, so we can see this is the list, and that's the support page 1, page 2, page 3, like so. Crash. If all that, however, at the moment is going nowhere. So where's our here, at the moment is going nowhere. So what we're going to do here is we can do a PHP based routing, but before we do that, let's create some pages first. So let's go here and say page 1. Oops, that's not a page. Right, page 1, new file, page 2, and page. All right. So we have our pages, and in here we can just put in, say, something like page 1. No, that's page 3. So here, page 2, page 1, and in here we can do a quick URL parameters. So we can do page equals 1, and then we can do a page equals 2. Oops, we need a question mark there. Okay, and then what you're going to do within our layout, okay, what you're doing within our layout is we're going to do a quick PHP like routing controller. So let's go ahead and do this and say, okay, so what we're going to do is we can do okay. So now if we're doing this, if this is blank, the route will be content, right? If it's not blank, it's going to be page dash get page. So what it's going to do is it's going to find URL parameter called page, which is what we just created here. And if, oops, I had this in the wrong way around. So if we find something there, like say if it's 1, 2, or 3, it will basically generate page dash 1, 2, or 3, which is our pages here. And then if this blank or it's unavailable, it's just going to default to content. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a quick change of this and put this as routes. And we save that, we go to our project. Okay, we have a error here which you can't see. So let's go ahead and inspect this and see what's the error. Okay, so basically we're gonna do this. All right, so that works. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that the get is, we do a null checker on the get itself, because it's trying to find a page variable which doesn't exist and it's causing an error. So we have to make sure that if it's getting null, default it to content. All right, so let's go ahead and do a quick refresh, open this up. So this is now going to, if you see at the bottom here, it's going to page 1. So if I click on that, now it goes to page1.php, but it failed to open the stream because it's going to partials. That's wrong. It's not supposed to go to partials. So we need to change the whole thing. Instead of partials, we need to be pages, and this will be partials. So let's remove this. And there you have page 1. So open this up, page 2, it becomes page 2. Open this up, page 3, and it becomes page 3. Okay, so whenever you need a page, you just have to add content in here, and then you have your new page. So let's now try to see what kind of pages can we build. So for example, in page 1, in this page, we want it to be maybe a data table like page. So how do you do that is, remember how I mentioned earlier that we want this to be the demo want to be like a companion layout or companion build. So what it means is, so we now can have demo 1 running using the same folder or the same project folder, basically running from here. And what we can do is we're going to search for, say, pricing tables. All right, so I want page 1 to be a pricing table. Like I want my page 1 to be a pricing table, but I want this layout. I do not want this, I just want this. So what we do is we do a quick inspect, and we see it's just a normal content. And what we need to do is we need to locate this HTML file and copy the code over to our project. So now let's go ahead and do just that. So to double check is in custom pages pricing. So we go to custom pages pricing, and it's pricing number 1. It's this thing right here. So we want to do a quick search for this one. So we do a search for card custom. So this is fluid pricing table. So this is the one that we want. So we copy all this, put it in page 1, format it a bit, save this, and let's test it out. As you can see, our pricing table is now here. Now you see that maybe the container is not really working correctly. So if you go back to our source, if you scroll up to, let's press this and one more time. Yep. So if we scroll up to this and we minimize this, as you can see, we have additional containers within this HTML that's missing within our page 1. And the reason for that, for our page to be like full width, is because we are missing this container. So let's go ahead and add those in. Put that here, and then we need to grab this too, and minimize this and put it in the bottom, and format our code. And let's do a quick check. As you can see, everything is now working, but our text is our breadcrumb is not correct. Our title, the page title is not correct. So let's go back to layout and let's look into subheader 1. So let's go to partial subheader 1. As you can see here, it's now dashboard. So we need to do the same PHP script to detect the page, basically. Let's call it title as dashboard. Make it a string. And here we have title. And then we do a quick get. Oops, that's not what we want. Get page. So we call it page. And here we do a space. And then we do this. If not, okay, and then we replace this with title. Like so. So do a quick refresh. It's now page 1 because it's page 1. So if you go to page 2, it will show page 2. So that is as simple as that to have this up and running. So if you want to customize our page 2 a bit more, you can just also go ahead and add content to it. Like you just browse like the demo and see that which other page that you want it to be. Say you want it to be in a wizard or maybe a login page or anything like that. You can go ahead and just do all that. Perhaps maybe one more example that we can show you is certain pages requires additional JS files. For example, a wizard requires additional JS files. So let's go ahead and create this page for our page 2. So it's custom pages wizards and wizards 1. So let's go into wizards. This is 1. So right here. And let's find for wizard. That's not how I spell wizard. Wizard. Okay, let's do a quick search. Let's call this, so let's copy this and do this. There we go, that's a wizard. So we want our whole entire container. So let's grab the whole entire thing, copy this, put it in our page 2. Oops. Yeah, put it in page 2, save that, and then refresh our page 2. As you can see, the thing is not working because we don't have our JS files. So let's look into our wizards.html again. And this is our demo1's wizard. So as you can see here, there's additional scripts we need to add. So let's copy this script, go to our index, and let's add a controller here, a PHP controller here. So we do a simple this, and then okay, so since we are putting it in page 2, we echo that. And then let's double check if we have any CSS that needs to be included. Wizards, no wizards. Oh yes, there is. Look at that. Put it into our index as well here. So we are going to copy the same script, the same PHP code, put it into our page. No, it's not a page actually, it's in this custom styles. So copy that, put it here. After fonts, put it here. And then we're going to grab this little snippet and put it here. And then replace this. Save that, and then let's go back to our page and refresh. And it's now working. So that's it for this video. I hope you can take this video as examples and start building your own project. So again, just to recap, all you need to do is you need to copy the entire, you need to create your localhost environment. And then what you do is you copy your demo one or the certain demo that you want, and then the tools folder, and put it into your project app folder, and then create your actual app. Once you create your actual app, you need to create your three main folders, your assets, pages, and partials, and then go to Metronic's layouts builder, this one here, and then start customizing your look and feel to whichever options that you want. Export that, and then once you've done exporting, put it into your folder, your project folder, and then rename it to a PHP or any other project, any other language that you want, and then link it up using the commented lines that we provided. So like what we did is we linked all this up. So link it up, and then create your pages that you want, and then just again link up, create the routing for it, and you're off to the races. So I hope you find this video informative. If you did, please give us a like, and please also subscribe to our YouTube channel so the next time that we release a new video, you get an update. Please follow us on our social medias like Twitter and Facebook. Links will be in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.